Okay, we are here with Dale and Will of the indie rock band Ottawa. Welcome to Hashtag City, guys.
Hey, thanks.
And Judy Vay will go ahead with the first question.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us for this session. Just to kick things off, some of you worked together before in the Royaltons and Tracy Morgan Freeman. So tell us about your history before Ottawa, and then how did Ottawa come to be?
Well, I think it all started when I met Dale on Craigslist.
On Craigslist.
On Craigslist, musicians want
Casual
exception.
no.
No. And that was like a long time ago. That was like 6 years ago or so. And then I responded to his ad looking for a guitarist.
Do you know what my ad said, by chance?
You had a link to your MySpace page.
MySpace
did.
page?
2 songs.
What year was
Do you
that?
know? Were they actual?
You and Walkout acoustic versions.
Oh, damn.
And I really liked the songs. So we met up at a drummer's house, and it didn't work out with him. And ever since then, we've just been trying to do it in different kinds of bands.
So how many? There's 5 of you. Three of you are not here. How many of you were in the other bands together? All of you?
Well, for a few years, it was just us 2, and then Steve, the drummer, we also met through Craigslist.
Yeah, I guess at first it was like...
Yeah, Craigslist
so
band.
if you want to go back, it was like me started... So basically, I started looking for like people on... I didn't know where to look. You know, I would like linger at Guitar Center or whatever, or, like on a Tuesday evening, and I didn't know who to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like nobody looked like I wanted to... I was judging a certain...
I was going to say, you're just judging people walking by.
But it's like, you know the guy, like a 50-year-old metalhead, we're not going to be in a band together. But I would like go through people, like I would have like a middle-aged guy come over with his piano, and there would be like a week where him and I were going to take over the world. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I would go through people. I mean, I probably met like, no joke, 30 dudes before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought I was the first.
No.
You weren't the only
He
one.
just killed that. He's gone all this time thinking he was the first.
Well, no,
I'm
but I
just
mean,
kidding.
but that's where it stops. So I mean, that's kind of the whole point. You'd rather
Yeah.
because they were so. It's not that they were bad or like weren't good musicians, but for me, it was like I needed somebody to be able to where I could like do this in like the dumbest way possible, and they'd be able to do it.
Right.
And he was the only person who could, so we just clicked. You just kind of knew like he respected what I was doing and I respected what he was doing, or liked actually what we were each doing in terms of our skill set or whatever. And then it kind of spiraled from there. And like he was saying, we kind of went through drummers and bass players. I forgot that there were people before Tim and Steve, like in the old band. Yeah, like we just ran through people and they would quit, or one guy was crazy, and then the other guy had weird habits or whatever.
Do you want to name the guy that was crazy for the...
I don't even know.
He was I forget.
Do you want
his
to
name.
call
He was
him
a drummer.
out?
We played at his house for a while, and like we wrote some cool stuff, like that he played the drums on. Remember, he was like in the Marines and stuff. Which I mean, that's not usually the best sign in terms of for a musician. Yeah, and then
Marine rock is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna...
yeah,
It's a big market for that.
and then so what? Tim
Tim was your friend from...
Okay, so yeah, no,
Cool.
Steve he responded to an ad that we put up together on Backpage. We put them on the 2 kind of classified ad things,
Yeah.
And and we had been through like I don't know 5 drummers or whatever at this point, and like he just kind of clicked with what we were trying to do. And then we had this other bass player. We had two actual bass players who were actually in the band for a while, like legitimate members. And then the one, our old band, the Royaltons, we went to go record in Chicago. Like, I forget, we met this guy because we opened for them at Pat's in the Flats, and they lived in Chicago. And we checked out his stuff. We're like, man, this actually sounds really good, because he like produced whatever. This is already getting so long-winded. I apologize.
That's okay. The more you talk, the less I have to.
I can't help it, man. I can't tell like half stories.
That's fine.
So we the day we were leaving to go to Chicago, our bass player quit. So it was me, myself, Will, and Steve went to Chicago and made like this record that obviously probably 50 people listened to, but it was a good experience for us, And so then when we came home from that, I asked Tim if he would play bass, and Tim had never played bass like an actual I mean, he was a great guitar player, but he never was a bass player, and
Right.
so it's kind of, you could take it from there. Well,
Yeah, and then I don't know. That was like the core of the Royaltons for a while, and then eventually it didn't really work out between us. And then
I will. Can I say one thing though?
please say.
Everybody thought we were like 17-year-old kids from North Royalton, and I thought it was like the coolest name.
Why? Because you were called the Royaltons?
Yeah, and like I just thought it was like the dopest name, but like then it was like cool, but then like
People thought you were 17-year-old kids from North Royalton.
yeah, they just thought we were like, what are you guys from North Royalton? I mean, but it's like what people think, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's like, and people still ask if we're from Ottawa now.
I was just gonna say you didn't really fix that.
No, we didn't. We didn't fix the issue. Yeah,
I think you made it worse.
which is kind of endearing, I think.
Why is it called Ottawa?
So Ottawa is the name of the street that I grew up on in
Oh.
Slavic Village.
Okay.
Honestly, dude, like we really just thought it was a cool word, and we liked the way it's like, because you get to a point when you're coming up with names where you like, well, what street did you grow up on, you know, and and obviously we didn't think we were gonna stop at there, you know what I'm saying, but we just thought it was cool, and like bands like Phoenix and Boston, Kansas, I know, aren't there other ones named after cities?
Yeah.
There's a ton. In Chicago.
Chicago.
And nobody cares. Okay, they exist, and that's the thing. So we were like, Ottawa, cool. It's an awesome word. It's kind of strong.
You're in good company, I think. I like
Yeah.
Chicago. All right, so you guys have been getting pretty big crowds lately. Like all the shows I've seen you guys at, it's pretty packed. Well, what do you think accounts for that? What's drawing people into your band? Why do you think?
That's a $1 million question, because to me it doesn't.
And we tried for so long with the other band too, and it was the same group of guys pretty much, but we had no turnout like this ever.
So what do you
I don't
think
know.
changed?
Man, Tim moved to guitar. You're not. When it's not right, it's not right, and people won't show up.
Right.
Still, I mean, it's like, you know, nothing ever feels like enough, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we work so hard writing and stuff, and then you see the people, and then now we're starting to see like actual like genuine people, like how does that girl even know the lyrics?
Like real fans, like we were discussing
like,
before the interview.
Like when we put the other night, there was this girl there's a table of kids, they were probably like seniors in high school or something, and I was gonna go talk to her afterward and like give her a set list, and you know, just to be friendly and, you know, secure her, you know, like,
Right.
please do not like tell your friends, please keep coming, you know, and just be genuine, and like, but she was gone, but like I started like singing like lyrics to words, or like words to songs that aren't even released yet, like we haven't even recorded yet, so she must have come to other shows and like just remembered them or recorded them on her phone, I don't know,
Awesome.
but it was like, oh, this is weird, man, you know, because
That's
you don't think that's a thing, you know what I mean, like
Right.
of course that's our ambition, but when people start like, you know, there's that line, you know what I mean? And it's like, whoa, okay,
Sure.
look at you.
Will, this question's for you. So you get a lot of attention because of your guitar playing. You're in. you're,
He's a
You're
virtuoso.
being spotlighted right now. So you play guitar in Ottawa. You play with Johnny LaRock and Furface. So you studied jazz guitar in college. So can you tell us about that, and then what your influences are as a guitar player, and what drives you?
When I first started playing, I was 12 years old, and I was really into heavy metal, Metallica, and Slayer, and Dream Theater, all these kind of bands. And so I just
Dream
practiced for hours and hours a day, all through middle school and high school, 4 hours a day, every day. So I was really obsessed with playing guitar and just practicing, and that's all I did in high school, you know. And then I went to school for jazz guitar performance and music theory.
Went to CSU, right?
Yeah, Cleveland State. And then
No, you went somewhere before that, didn't you?
I did. I went to a school in Minnesota for a little bit.
What was it called? Like Rand McNally? What was it?
It's called McNally Smith. It was a
Yeah.
music college.
Ronald McDonald. Ronald
Yeah.
McDonald.
So I don't know, just my favorite. I play piano too and other instruments, but it's my favorite instrument to play music on. So.
He's gonna start getting attention for a piano soon because we have some new stuff coming. So
Cool.
Good.
A personal one for you, Dale.
Ooh.
You have you've kind of I've posted on your social media and stuff about your weight loss journey.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty incredible. You lost a lot of weight. That's got to be like it's a physical thing, but that's probably like transformative, like in a mental way. Did that inspire you to write more stuff, or is there, what did that experience do for you?
I never really post anything personal. I'm not even good at social media, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like no matter how far you come, it's not far enough.
Sure.
So there's like that, like knowing that kind of thing about myself, like where it's like, I look at like, how did I ever let myself get so like out of shape, or how did I ever let myself go so far,
I ask myself that every day.
What's that?
I still ask myself that every day.
Well, I do too, man. It's like, because it's always like I'll go like 2 weeks like eating like super clean and like doing well, going to the gym every day, and then like a week where I'm just like, oh, I hate myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Right.
like, it's unconscious. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's a never ending like, I just every day I want to throw in the towel, and sometimes I do, And I don't know. I'm just not. I want to be one of those like skinny punk kids who like Will probably eats and drinks whatever he wants to.
Right.
Portion size probably isn't. He probably eats like not crazily, but like for me,
I hate people
Yeah,
like
we
that.
hate
though. Right. I hate people like
yeah,
that.
Dude, what the fuck?
It's like not fair at all.
No, it's like, all right, cool. Like our like dudes who were like, I went when I was away at school, like when I went to college for a couple years or whatever. The number one, it was a health class, like I forget what it was, but the number one issue with college men was not being able to gain weight. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Not be able to gain weight?
Yeah, that was like the number, like that was like the body issue with men in college. And here I am, like 280 pounds or whatever. Like,
They can have
I got
some of
there, and
mine.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, who the, like, what do you just eat shit? So, I don't know, but yeah, so I struggle with it daily. But I mean, I always like to say, there's like this 100-pound window I like to stay in,
The 100-pound window you like to stay in. Nice. Judy?
Okay, so you kind of mentioned before you have some new songs coming out that involve Will on piano, but how does the actual songwriting process in your band work? Who gets it started? How do you flesh everything out?
It always starts with like one idea, whether it's like a lyric or a chord progression or like a riff, or it's just some idea to get started. But then we all put our input into it. A lot of times lately it's been coming from Dale. Just he'll have
yeah.
well,
I'm just kidding.
he'll have like a title, just the title of a song, and then it'll just kind of work itself out,
So you come up with the title first?
Sometimes,
Well,
like,
it's just
all
once
right.
or
So
twice,
Will,
but-
like, I had this. Sometimes it's like, I'll just write shit down throughout the day or whatever, like something I think is like sounds cool, or that sounds so ignorant, but like just something that like catches me for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
And I had this thing. One new song that we have is called "The Worst Way," and I mean, we haven't even demoed it yet or anything. Like, we played it live one time. And, like, I had the title, or I had written down, like, I want you back in the worst way, Like, I just wrote down that line or whatever. And I just told Will, I'm like, I have an idea for a song. Like, well, 'cause I guess I was kind of thinking about how, like, I was kind of one of those kids, not in an extreme version, but there's, like, kids, like, who maybe grew up in a small town, and they're like, well, I don't need you people because I'm gonna be famous one day, and you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look like a girl, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And I started thinking about that whole thing, and then like, you come crawling back to the people who, from your hometown or like your family or friends you grew up with or whatever, and go, please take me back. Like I was wrong. And or like a relationship, where you realize you messed up and you go, I need you back. Like or like just like somebody you like, a girl who works at the coffee shop you go to, and it's like, or some kind of animalistic sort of like sexual thing where it's like, I need her in the worst way or whatever, what I'm saying? And I I know I'm digging too deep into that, but I just
That's okay. Tell us about your sexual prowess.
what's that?
I said that's okay. Tell us about your sexual prowess.
Well, it's
Who's
not
the
even that.
coffee shop girl?
Yeah, who is the
You
coffee
could,
shop
you
girl?
could say it right now.
Coffee shop
Do you want
girls.
us to talk about it so
No.
you can? Okay.
There is no coffee shop girl, but it's just
Sorry.
no. It's but like sometimes and like Will wrote this riff, and I was like, man, that sounds like what I'm trying to do with this title, and I don't know, it just comes. It's how we do it. There's no real like, and then sometimes it'll be a whole thing where, like I'll record like a melody just in my phone and I'll send it to Will, and then he'll come up with the progression. Like we did that. What song we do that for?
Tell me something.
Yeah.
A lot of songs like we just exchange like phone song recordings back and forth like over and over again, you know.
Yeah. Or like this song Fever, like I just had a fever that breaks in my phone. Because I just thought I don't know what made me think about that, but it's like that moment of like I don't know, like you ever like jam your finger when you were a kid, like playing basketball or something, and like that, you know, then it heals and you're like, oh my god, I can live my life again. You know what I'm saying? And it's just somehow it all comes. The best songs are when the idea lyrically and the music sound alike, like
Right.
that they make sense together. Like the worst way, they sound, or like this song we have called Britton Hall. You know, it comes out of nowhere, man. It all comes out of nowhere, and sometimes it's but then the best stuff sometimes is when we're all together in a room and some kind of jam connects, and like we have this new song called Half Magic that I wrote this piano riff in my own ignorant way that I play piano that Will plays on the chorus of this song, and it's just like it's probably the best thing we've ever written. Like we haven't even played it yet or anything, and it's like it's different though in terms of like it's kind of like it's like slow and then big and then but yeah, there's no exact science to what we do though.
All right. Switching from that to just a Cleveland music scene kind of question, what do you think is good about the Cleveland music scene, and what do you think needs to be better?
I don't know.
There's plenty of good bands.
Does no one want to answer that kind of question?
Well,
No.
I just feel like I'm like monopolizing because I always do that shit when we're getting asked questions.
You're
Don't you
the
have
singer,
an opinion,
man.
man?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think okay, so there's like the bands, and then there's like there's not enough people that come out to shows, I guess. And I think it's partially because like you go to things not because you like them, but because I'm the same way really. Like we're not exotic enough to people in our hometown. You get what I'm saying? So, but there's a lot of good stuff, and I think we did like there's a few really good bands that deserve and will probably get some national attention sometime soon. Us hopefully being one of them, and you know, why else are we doing this? Then,
No,
you know?
yeah.
And I definitely think there's like some good camaraderie. You know, there's like some engineers and producers that seem like they're kind of like connecting, that are like the glue between some other bands. You know, I mean, there's a lot of like, I guess like ego or whatever, you know, but that's like anything, you know.
Do you think that a band can truly make it while staying in Cleveland?
Not staying like permanently. I think this could be your home base, but I mean, I don't think it's like you can't. I don't. That's like a kind of not. There's no way to exactly answer that in terms of like you could come back here after touring and like lay your head down for 3 weeks and then get back out or whatever.
But you got to be out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys have been out. How's that gone? You guys done some touring? How's the reception been?
Yeah, we did one tour. It's about, and then we played some other weekend dates out of town. It's all been really fun. We got a van and a trailer. And,
Nice. It's legit.
It's called. We're just paying dues. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Yeah.
you got to go and play to a bar in Pittsburgh for 20 people before you go to a theater in Philadelphia and play for 5,000 or whatever it is. What I'm saying? It's just we're just trying. And then hopefully somebody sees you that has some kind of influence and and I don't know how does anybody do anything.
I don't know.
It figures out a way for something to stick. I don't know. Keep tossing the spaghetti at the wall until something sticks. I guess.
I guess let's ask a funny one. Who's the biggest diva in the band? And why? Let's get really personal. If you could tear each other apart right now, just go for it.
Me or Chris. I would say. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah. You might think it was you, but I think it's probably Chris.
Yeah.
You would think it's usually the singer.
Naturally, you would think it's
not in this case. It's the bass player.
I'm very everything cool?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, we were just figuring out the next question. This will be edited down anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah.
You won't hear that just happened.
It's definitely. I think I'm second. Hey, Wells, you're kind of a diva sometimes too, though, man. You are, man. We'll be playing, and somebody will hit up a wrong note, and we'll be like, you can see it.
I can see that.
Yeah, no, Will's a total diva.
Disappointed.
We both look at Vinny during practice when he makes a mistake.
Look at who?
In our group, when me and Will play together and Vinny makes a mistake, we both are at the same time look at each other. It happens all the time. I mean, so I could see him doing that.
Nobody's that bad in our band, but Chris is
not
definitely
that Vinny's
the most
bad,
dramatic,
self-aware person.
Yeah, or least self-aware. I'm not really. He's the most fun. He's the funniest though. Here's the thing with Chris is the highs are really high and the lows are really low. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll take the highs. You'll take the lows to get the highs because when he's funny and on point, it's oh man, you're hilarious.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I feel like we need to have a follow-up so that Chris can defend himself on these comments.
Yeah, I feel like you guys just tore him apart and he can't say anything.
There'll be a bonus feature.
It's hard to explain his divadom.
That's okay. I think that answered the question well. Judy, do you want to close us out with something?
Sure. What?
That sounded like you were gonna play a song. I mean, a question. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question, not play a song. So, what is your favorite song? It doesn't even have to be an Ottawa song. What's your favorite song or something that, I don't know, that plays in your head again and again that kind of influences you on a daily basis? I know, it's really tough.
Probably Champagne Supernova by Oasis.
Nice.
Probably my favorite song of all time.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I really had to pick one.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's hard.
Dale doesn't like songs. He's not really a
He hates
fan.
music.
He's not a fan.
I don't know, man. You're gonna edit this anyway, right?
I'm gonna edit that, because your long pause will be somewhat uninteresting.
I think you should keep in the long pause.
Yeah, I'm just gonna the whole. I just clicked that on there too. That will be edited out as well. It's okay. We're professionals here. That's why we have editing in 2015.
What do I send you, Susie? What influences me?
What was the question? Your favorite song?
Yeah.
Gypsy.
Yeah.
Just for this conversation.
What is it?
Yeah, she had
What songs do you never get tired of?
Yeah. I would say.
You said something else too.
This is the hardest question for you out of everything we asked.
I don't know. There's a song called "Stop This Train" by John Mayer that I think is really timeless and awesome.
Is that what you're gonna go with? You have five. Yeah, I got a count of five. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Name it. And Dale hates music.
We're not
so.
judging you.
No, I don't hate music. I just.
This part. I don't hate music. I'm gonna go with
it's hard. No, it's because it's different moments. You know what I'm saying? It's there's not one song that I think is perfect.
You have to pick one.
So when you are okay, let's try to name a scenario.
Okay, Judy will give you a scenario, and you tell us what song fits that scenario. All right.
You're standing on the shores of Lake Erie, watching a beautiful sunset, and you are happy. What song do you think of?
That was corny as shit, but yeah.
I figured that would be the easiest thing.
I like this song Wicker Chair by Kings of Leon.
There you go.
We're going to go with that. All right, so Wicker Chair by Kings of
Let's
Leon.
do that. Yeah. All right.
All right, Dale and Will from the band Ottawa, thank you guys for being on Hashtag City.
Thank you.
You'll be able to hear the full audio at hashtagcityshow.com, as well as video. So thank you guys.
See ya.
Thanks.